Well, let's check in with Mr. Thumbs here to see where we're going now.
Running, a customer just completely wipes him out. If you've ever watched professional wrestling, he speared him, and it was one of the best spears I've ever seen. We had very recently, right before this, we'd had a horrible, horrible shooting at a mall.
Okay. Now,
cool.
Now he gets a little bit of a bummer here for a second.
Okay.
Very nearby in Omaha. And so everybody that was in a retail environment was always on high alert. Well, this guy thought one of those situations was happening, and he just laid this guy out.
Okay.
So I was like, cool, customers got him. I'm going after these two. So they ended up running through the stock room, and they were trying to get to an emergency exit in the back. Police officers were back there, but they couldn't get in because of our emergency.
They could have just stopped. By the way, police officers are back there. Yeah, they could have just grabbed the guy, dude. Like, so this next part is so unnecessary.
Yeah, you could have actually gone home, and they like you said, they had all of the exits covered. So unless these shoplifters decided to, like, you know, hold themselves up and like take hostages or something, then I think that was going to be the end of it pretty quick.
So something I want to know is, how are there all these cops just like here waiting for these kids to like still, like, were they like, is there
just,
like,
called
a
them.
staff of cops?
He called them, and
there that fast.
They got there. That's what he said in the beginning. He was like, he was so impressed with how quickly they got there. Well, you know, he was, who knows? Probably he's got a good relationship with them. You know what I mean? They know, they know when he calls, it's a serious call. I mean, in reality, I'm sure they're like fucking laughing. They get the call. They're like, "Hey, that fucking loser works over at the thing called. You wanna go fucking make him feel good tonight? Let's fucking.
You're gonna blow his mind a little bit.
Yeah, let's blow that guy's mind. Let's go in there like heavy duty. They're like all laughing about it and shit. Yeah.
Say, hey, here's what we'll do. We'll tell him you take care of it.
Yeah.
We'll go and be there, but we'll say, hey, you take care of it. You're more qualified. You know the store
it would be
better.
Our honor. Yeah, it's our honor to let you do this.
And then somebody's like, well, what if he gets hurt, you know, or killed? And they're like, fuck him. I don't care about him at all. He's worthless to me.
They're goofing on him for sure. Because they're just like, these guys have to walk out at some point. This isn't going to turn into like the movie Heat. My brother, I have like season tickets to the Whitecaps. It's the MLS team, soccer team in Vancouver. And at most sporting events, it's like this. You have security guards, and then there's cops there as well. And my brother always brings it up, like when they're walking around, there's the security guard and he's walking with the cop and they're like walking together. And my brother's like, this is the greatest moment of that guy's life. Like, he is feeling like he's a cop, and the cop is just like, who the fuck is this loser, you know? I mean, it is funny. You know, I hate the police a lot, but it is kind of funny to think like about, like, to think about, you're this guy, you went through like the academy, you may have seen something at some point like crazy, you're carrying a gun.
Yeah, you probably saw something crazy that you did.
You did, yes. You did. But then you have these fucking guys that are just like, yeah, we're kind of in the same field, actually. And then start comparing. It's like, you're just a guy that was willing to stop people. Like, you were the guy that would stop people from stealing. It's a $15 an hour job.
Yeah.
Exits were locked. So I'm running back there, and I'm kind of by myself at this point.
Okay. Now he says he's kind of by himself so that it makes the story more harrowing, you know? All he's talked about is there are 15 cops there, and now he's like, well, it's, you know, at this point they said you're on your own, brother.
By the way, you're either by yourself or you're not. It's not something that can be sort of quantified in that way. I was sort of by myself. No, was there other people there or not?
It just feels like he's saying the cops were like, you handle it. You know, you go for it.
Yeah, exactly. This is your caller, man. This is your caller.
Prove yourself to us, and you can be one of us.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they're like telling him that shit. Like, hey, man, we'll put in a good word for you with the captain. You know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I fully like wonder if these guys oftentimes think like, I guess like, if I show the cops that I can do interrogations and stuff like that, they'll be like, you're so undeniable. You need to be.
Listen, I know you failed the psych exam, but you're undeniable in your talents, and we're going to have to bring you on board.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's also just like I know you quit 2 days into the academy because they made you do push-ups, but I think we can work around that now.
Yeah.
A couple officers came around front to try to find me. The 2 guys don't realize I'm back there, and they run right into me. Shit. And so I just took what I saw the customer do, and I just decided to try to do a double arm spear. And I took one of them down pretty well. The other one kind of skimmed off me.
Okay.
But by that time,
now he's bragging about his double arm spear, which
I would like to see the video of that. I think it wasn't what he's saying it was.
Yeah, he has the video. If he's so proud of it, he should just show it. Yeah,
but come on. The thing is, June, it's a legal thing. I think it's going to turn out it's not a legal thing, and he doesn't want to show the video because it disproves his bullshit story.
I mean, saying that you went to spear 2 guys at the same time. Like, when I picture that in my mind, I'm picturing, you kind of picture pro wrestling, but then when you take a second and you think about who this guy is, who the thieves were, a bunch of dumbasses. Like, he's a dumbass, they're dumbass, they're all a bunch of dumbasses. And this guy is just like, and then I fucking did the perfect spear when, man, he could have slipped on the floor and like accidentally landed on one and felt like he did a spear.
I think that I don't even know that he made any contact with them. I mean, just the idea of them running side by side at the right, just so you could double spear them. And just who runs like that? Like, who would be doing that?
Okay, I didn't even think about how they would have to be running.
Like, I guess if they were going through a doorway, maybe, and they would have to be, but it just seems
it sounds like Scooby-Doo or something.
Yeah. It sounds like a fucking story. It doesn't sound like something that happens in real life. It sounds like it's a lie from a story.
Yeah.
Several officers came out and helped me out, and we got them. Picked them up.
They helped you out.
Yeah, they helped. The cops came.
They helped me out a little. They added a little helping hand. It was cute. It was cute.
Some other officers went and got the one the customer laid out. The officers had the first guy outside, but man, this place looked like a war zone. There were, I don't know, was Omaha police.
Sorry. Excuse. It looked like a war zone. Okay, I don't know about that. I think a war zone is. So was there dead bodies, shrapnel? I mean, was there like destruction, like bombed? I mean, that doesn't. I don't think that's really a play. It also, I was just thinking. I do still hate the customer, but he was saying he thought there was a shooting going on.
Yes.
And so that makes sense because this fucking idiot was probably like so heated and probably like causing such a scene that it made it seem like it was such a bigger deal than it was. So this fucking poor customer is just like, holy, what the fuck is going on? This seems like and then, is just like trying to save himself.
This guy was definitely in the store yelling, "Stop! Yeah. Stop now! Get down! Stop!"
Yeah. On the ground, around the ground. We got him over there. He's over there. He's over there. Like yelling shit like that, Yeah.
It's so awesome to call this like a war zone over what was probably just like $5,000 worth of product. Oh, like I don't know if he said how many iPod Nanos they were stealing, but there's no way it was like more than 10.
Yeah, for sure.
And even then, they're not even that expensive. I mean, this is a couple of $1,000s probably worth of merchandise. And I just, does he explain? Let's hear him explain why it was a war zone if he does.
Well, actually, it's funny because I think he was just here. We'll go back just 2 seconds.
The officers had the first guy outside, but man, this place looked like a war zone. There were, I don't know, if it was Omaha police helping Bellevue police, but there was a helicopter. Police dog. Officers all over the place.
The amount of resources that went into this.
Oh, so it really did look like a war zone because you guys like brought out the militarized police for these shoplifters. Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah. Whoa, man. And you caught them all by yourself.
And how much does it cost to fly a helicopter? Like the fuel of a helicopter and all of the manpower and stuff. They
traumatized grandma just to bring out these helicopters.
I mean,
someone called 911. By the way, somebody also, not just this guy who's in there screaming, and they're like, something bad has to be happening. I gotta call 911, and then the fucking helicopter's there. This guy's probably saying that they might have a weapon.
Yeah.
the kind of thing where they probably don't, but he's like, they might have one.
That just happened to me yesterday. I'm not even kidding. And I was out and about, and I had taken a little bit of mushrooms, because I was watching a soccer game and I'm on vacation. And so I was a little bit, and I seen this scene where the cops, 3 cop cars had pulled up to this, like a street person who was like this little lady with these big coats or whatever. And this young dude had called the cops saying that he thought she had a weapon. All she did, it turned out, was break a bottle close to him.
Yeah.
And he called the cops and then started saying she might have a weapon. So it became more serious, and they brought all of these cop cars out. And I was a little bit high on mushrooms, and I started, like, when we were walking away from it, I started, like, he told me that was the reason why, because she broke a bottle. And I was like, you're the softest fucking person that I've ever heard of in my entire life. And I got into a big argument with him across the street. And again, I'm on a little bit of mushrooms, I'm feeling. And then he kept talking to me, and I said, you shut the fuck up, or I'll give you something to call the cops about. And I really should not have said that, because in hindsight, he definitely could have. There was other people around. I definitely could have been in trouble.
He could have called the police.
He could have just called them. They were right across the street. He could have just been like, hey, over here.
This guy sassed me.
Yeah.
All the cherries going. It just looked like this place was under attack. But it was for these 4 dudes. And I swear the Bellevue Police Department had my back like no other.
Oh,
it was awesome.
They had my back like no other. Like, certainly not like my fucking ex-wife. I'll tell you that. They were fucking there till the end. No, they're not all, oh, you got behavioral issues and fucking you're impossible to live with. These guys were there until the end for me, man. Ride or die. And mind you, these guys don't remember this at all.
Yeah. No. There isn't the helicopter pilot doesn't remember it.
No, they go out all the time. I mean, this is the most routine call that you could ever imagine for a police officer.
And it's like, so there's like, it's not even dangerous, like this, they've made it more dangerous by, him screaming, them being there. He's tackling people and stuff like that. Like, yeah. In all honesty, this store could just fucking order more iPod Nanos. Like, and also, insurance will cover it.
Of course, even if he wanted to, he could have just called the cops. They were already outside, and then he could have just let the guys walk outside and get arrested by the cops, and that would have been the end of it. Like, eventually they were going to have to go outside. Like I said, they ran back in, tried to go up, but all the exits were covered.
Yes.
This sounds like so much more of a dramatic, like I used to work at like a grocery store, and there were some people that would steal every once in a while that I never would snitch on people. But of course, if you work at a place like that, there would be people that snitch. That's always how it goes down. Like, the cop is just like kind of waiting at the entrance for the person. They kind of just get caught. Like, it's never this dramatic. Like, no. This is so made up. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
They're trying to, like, they want these. I mean, obviously, this guy has a fucking YouTube channel where he tells these old war stories. So they are looking to manufacture these, like, more interesting, more dangerous situations. So, yeah, I'm sure there's so many instances where fucking freaks like this escalate a situation so much further than it has to go, just so that it's a more interesting story and they can, like, have some shit to feel fucking cool about later,
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he probably, like, if he's dating, he tells every date, like, this story from, like, he escalated it so much.
His Tinder bio is, in 1996, I took down 3 guys in the... Yeah.
Do you guys think there's a loss prevention dating app just for loss prevention people living the lifestyle?
Yeah. Oh, that would be Lost in Love, maybe.
Lost in Love, perfect.
Lost in Love.
Oh, that is a killing. That you could make a killing off of that.
Baby, you stole my heart, and I took you down in a chokehold.
And the cops told me I was brave.
Yeah, and then the cops came and they helped out a little bit.
I think there's a little more. Let's see.
Awesome, and we got him. So. They tried the emergency exit. It might be the loss prevention professional's worst enemy, but not today. We got him. It's so cool to be back here. So cool to reminisce.
this guy, I can see what you mean about like the sad aspect of it. Like this is one of the most, and we deal with a lot of pathetic guys on the Guys podcast, but this is one of the most pathetic guys that I've ever encountered in my life.
I'm so glad I could be here for this. This is it's so pathetic. It's astonishing.
He might become a permanent character. This guy, you just don't see pathetic. You don't see things like this. Like I always wonder how good it probably feels to like not think this is dorky. You know what I mean? Like this guy, I mean, he feels like he's been not just a cop, but on like active duty. And like he has this action movie version of his life in his brain that I kind of admire.
But I think people like that, like, I think if you don't find stuff like that cool, there's other stuff that you recognize as cool and you feel cool about that these guys don't.
No.
If that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
no, I totally know what you mean. It's like these type of people live in an alternate reality. Like I think about this sometimes, like people like this that have these like really bizarre, hyper-specific, like demonic interests where it's like, we just aren't on the same planet, I feel like. Like I have nothing in common with this guy.
Let's do this one Quora thing here. And then
how many videos does this guy have? Just out of
curiosity? Years of them.
And does he ever get into when he retired and why? Because he's not of retirement age, just to be clear. He seems as if he still should be working. So does he do a different job?
I think he runs a company called Silverhammer Surveillance.
I see.
But I think he sells surveillance equipment in Omaha.
Okay, well, hey, I will say we've done okay for himself then. I mean, he's become a small business owner. Of course, what he's doing is selling products to help stop people from stealing. He's still on his fucking bullshit, but at least he's not out there. Yeah, he's not in the store.
This is the kind of guy that goes to the stream. By the way, he has so many videos. It is that, and like I said, he has other people come on and tell their stories.
It's 15K followers. That's not bad.
Not too bad.
That's it's like almost as much as I have on YouTube for sure. That's it. I'd be happy with that number.
Yeah.
Many stories from this place. I miss it. It's too bad this retailer's not here anymore. It's very sad, but oh well, what can you do? So I hope you enjoyed today's story.
So this guy's really, one thing I'm noticing is he doesn't really know how to end his videos.
No, because there's still 20 seconds.
Yeah. Can you go back? I want to see how he actually, because he seems like he was trying to end it like a minute ago, and he just like,
here we go.
They all went to jail. Good times. If you did like this video, please subscribe. Hit the little button in the bottom right of your screen. Many more stories to come. Until then.
You know what? The thing that really gets me, though, it's like, hey, he might be a loss prevention guy, and I don't agree with all of his stuff, but God, does he have charisma?